Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Citadelum. We are still in the first level of the DLC campaign, The Last Conqueror of Britannia, and we are continuing with the first mission under the auspices of the Roman Empire. I think that was the name of the level. We're not going to check. We're going to go with that. Anyway, today I promised you we'd get some military done because we need some defences. We're going to start by putting in a recruits barracks that is going to run up here. We're going to have 3 of these for now. Let's go with 6. Once we get a bit more money in at the end of the day, we'll be able to build our last 2, and that will start allowing us to recruit quite heavily. Then we actually need to start producing some materials. Now, we do have the ability to produce swords, and all I want to do right now is defend myself. So if we have a look at our guard training building, you can see we need 240 denarii, which we don't yet have. So we're going to speed up until the end of the day. You can see here we're prestige level 5, which means our enemy raid chance is at 10%. So I want to try and cut that off as quickly as possible. So we're going to get our guard training building put in here. We'll put it right on the edge there. So our guards actually need 2 units of pork steaks. They need a sword and they need a bow and arrow. So for that, we're going to need to produce a few new things. They don't actually need armor, so that's okay. They do need a bow workshop. So our bow workshop is going to go in and we're going to put that over here. Then our swordsmith is actually going to go in immediately opposite that. So they will start producing stuff for us, as well as the armory, which we are going to need to be able to store our new military surplus. So that's going to go in, going to go along here. We're going to run a road along there, and then we can start training our guards. We do want to put in another 2 recruits barracks. Then we can start actually building our defenses. Now at this moment in time, we do have the walls available to us, so I'm going to start putting those in. And we do need one that's going to run across the front of this aqueduct, so we are just going to start by... Well, we do need a lot more money for that. We're going to leave that for now. We'll demolish this. I'm going to place where I want my defensive towers to go. So our watchtowers, which we can't actually build yet until we get a little bit more money in, they're not going to be able to do anything at this moment in time. So we can have a look at our patrician housing. They do want fish fillets, they want bread, and they want cabbages. So our cabbages are currently, we're still producing quite a lot per day there. So that is good. Markets are fully topped out, which is great as well. And our granaries, they're what we need to start looking at getting more people in. So we'll push people working in our 2, 3, 4 granaries, and the 5th one actually. And then as our population grows, we'll be able to sort that out. Now here they just want a tavern. If they get a tavern and better desirability, they will be able to start producing more stuff. We'll get an upgrade there. So let's build our tavern. Now we don't have enough money for the tavern again, so we'll speed things up so that this day gets by quicker. Hopefully we don't get attacked in the meantime. We've got 38 recruits ready for training. And I think it's probably going to be a good idea to get that done sooner rather than later. We do have more patricians coming in, which means we make quite a bit of money every day. And that's even before we've looked at the map and getting any potential trading done. We're almost at the end of another day. Actually, we're quite far away from it. That was a bit of a lie. But looking here, required desirability is something that we're going to need to look at. Thankfully, though, we can get the colonnade in place very quickly. And once that's done, we should be able to increase the desirability here quite immensely, really. Looking at the gardens, we could do with changing them, but I don't think I have a fountain that's going to be big enough to go in there. So we'll leave it as is for now as we get ready to end a day. Probably a good idea soon to upgrade some of our roads so that we have paved roads, but they do cost money again, and it's money that we do not have. Obviously you only make your denarii every single day here in Citadelum, so there we go, we've just made some. We're going to slow things down, and then we are going to look at what we need to do to boost the plebeian housing here. So a tavern was the big request, really, wasn't it? So we'll put the tavern in right at the end of this temple here. That means it's going to cover everywhere. So that gets them what they want, and you can see some of them have already had a little bit of an upgrade, which I wasn't expecting, given the fact that the desirability wasn't quite... Oh, it needed to be 40%, so we have actually managed to do that. But for argument's sake, let's look at converting the roads into stone roads, and then we can focus on putting in a colonnade, which I think will look really nice, and it'll just surround this original housing district. There we go. I don't know. I don't really like the way that kind of goes in. If we put a paved plot over it, does it do anything? No, it doesn't. It just goes back to that looking a bit weird. That might have changed textures, actually. I don't know quite why that's happened, but never mind. Let's put in a colonnade all the way along here, because these are the guys that we want to really push early on. Get these desirability levels up quite high so that they can expand very quickly. And we can just about, well, we're just shy of another one there, but once these guys increase even further, we'll get more people in our workforce, and then we can turn our attention again to the patricians, who do want eggs and milk, and over here they also want eggs and milk. So we go back to our farming district, where we do have plenty of people coming in. We are going to go and get our food production on the go. We are going to need pigs as well for butchery. We are going to need cows, and we're going to need chickens. But all of those require money, which we can't do anything with right now. Looking at then our guard training building, we are going to have to wait until we've built our first line of defense, which is the watchtower. So money is what we are going to look to get as quickly as possible. Looking at our region map, we have one explorer here, but we don't want to explore anything until we have some sort of defense. And we're going to go back into our settlement then. Looking at our gods, we're currently not too bad with everyone. And I wonder if it's possible for us to have a festival just to keep things ticking over. Maybe a festival for Sarah's would be good, but we don't quite have the money to even do it yet. We've got a fire over here. I think they might be out of range. Let's have a look at the fire station. Yes, we are out of range there. So let's put down some more services. A fire station. We don't actually have the money for it, so we'll just wait. We'll speed things up. We'll get through this day. And yeah, that was a bit of a faux pas on my part, but never mind. I went for decorative over anything else, and it's costing me dear right now. But that's okay. We can keep pushing on. Looking at our patrician housing, then they do want some entertainment, which comes in the form of a theatre. And if we have a look at all of our other food, you can see right now, fish fillets, we're not producing enough to cope with the demand. Our fish is fine, but we could do with another fishmonger, which we will be able to put in. We just need to get these buildings rebuilt now that, oh dear, the money, oof, that's costing us a lot. But there's nothing we can do about it. We've let this get out of control. We should have planned that a little bit better rather than just immediately growing. Never mind, it's okay. We can recover from this very easily. We aren't under the cosh or anything, so not like we're getting attacked. We can just pop down our fire station now and our engineer's post, put in a little bit of a well there. Then we will rebuild these buildings, and we are back on track. We've still got 1,000 in the bank. I'm just going to pause because I would like to have a festival for Sarah's, and that really helps us out. Then we're going to go to our food production. We need a cow farm for the milk. We need a pig farm. And we need a chicken farm. I'm going to put in a second chicken farm and a second cow farm, just so that we're producing as much as possible. Then our granary is going to go down here. And this granary here, we will again disable all its pigs. It is milk and eggs. And it is also pork steaks. And we will add in as many as we can to get into that. We'll do the same with the chicken farm. We just want to fill these roles as soon as people move into the town or city or whatever it ends up being, which will happen soon enough. We need a butcher as well, so let's have a look at our food production. We can't actually get a butcher right now due to the fact that we don't have the money to do so, but that will be our next step, as well as getting another fishmonger. So we can get through another day, and I think next, once we've got that fishmonger and stuff done, we can start building our defensive towers. We are at prestige level 6, and we're flying through here, but with that comes the increased risk of being attacked, so it's paramount that we get our defenses up and running. It might be worth us getting some more patrician houses. We're making a lot of money from our taxes, but our wages are pretty high too. So I think probably getting the patricians expanded might actually be very useful. Looking at our patrician housing currently, they could do with a theatre. I think that's really what they want at this moment in time. Again, money is a bit of an issue, so it's probably a good idea for us to try and get things sorted as quickly as possible, get a bit more money coming in. But But before all of that, we definitely need to get our defensive towers built. You can see as we expand though, we start to lose money from the wages and a lack of patrician taxes. So expanding patricians probably not the best idea right now. We definitely do need to get a butcher though, because once we get that, we can start training our guards and they will be able to go into those defensive towers that we build and make life a lot easier. So we've been paid. It's not a lot, but we can actually start putting in our defensive towers. I'm going to put in one right on the corner there. We're then going to put another one over here. Maybe there. Yeah, that works. And then another one kind of on the corner again. So I'm going to put another one right there. So they're kind of overlapping. And then we can put one down here. We'll have them like overlapping each other a lot. So that goes there and then another one down here. We don't have enough resources for that one, but that's fine. You can kind of see what we're going for here. Trying to just get in as much as we can. We don't have enough money to link that one up with the road. But yeah, we have to wait, unfortunately. Is that in range of any of our engineers posts? No, it's not. So an engineer's post is going to be needed as well. With this though, we start to build up the infrastructure that we're going to need for any housing expansions that we decide to put in. Bear in mind that we've got the Temple of Mars there, which kind of restricts things. Hopefully these won't fall down. I'm wondering if I should just demolish these for now. Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll demolish them. That does give us a little bit of money back, so we should be able to just link these up with the roads now. Just shy on that, but we can just slowly build out. And then once that is done, we'll be able to finish off that road there. If I have a quick look at the fire station and the engineer's post, these are all in range. Now, I don't like that that's there, so we'll just move this one down to here. That's good. And then this one kind of needs to move in a little bit as well, actually. So we'll put it there. And then once I get some more money in, we can link that up with the road. And hopefully we'll have just about put off any issues, and any murders and stuff won't be happening because we'll have guards patrolling the city. But people are not happy. There's no employment apparently, even though I definitely have clear employment. So let's just make sure that everybody has a job to do. We're making plenty of stuff in terms of that. Fish fillets is what we need though. Pork steak, we don't have a butcher. So once we get the butcher in, which we can put in now, we'll put the butcher here and then just have the road come down a little bit more. There we go. And then 4 people working in the butcher and then another fishmonger I think is going to be a good idea. Simply because we don't have enough people working in there. We're not making enough fish. Good. Right, that's in. Let's get these now linked up to our towers. All of these roads put in place, which should be really good. Get that down there. Excellent. Right, we've got those 4 defensive towers in place. And then I think we kind of need to measure this up and make sure that it's going to work. So I think more plebeian housing. So we have a gap there of 2. Yes, that is fine. That does work. And coming along here, we would put another one in there. And another one in there. Yeah. So this is going to work. I didn't want to put in any more patrician housing, but I feel like I need to. Sorry, plebeian housing, but I definitely need to, just to make sure that we are all pulling in the same direction. So we'll run the road all the way along here, link that up. We need space for a market for these patricians, but that will come eventually. It might well be that we have to move the Temple of Apollo. If we just have a quick look at where the market could potentially go. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. We can have the markets in the usual places, so it will still benefit. But this is going to increase the amount of plebeians we have in the city quite substantially. It's not like I can close that down, but they don't actually have water either. Once that comes in, though, you can see actually we've got some fires breaking out here. The fire station is in range, so that's okay. I don't actually have enough people working in these ones, so we're going to boost them all the way up. Same here. All the way up and all the way up. That building has collapsed. We can't rebuild it yet. I wonder how, because it is in range. That was probably due to a lack of staff, actually. Thankfully, though, it's now sorted. We have lost that, though. I don't know how, because they are in range. They should be able to make it there, and they just decided not to do their jobs. That's unfortunate. Right, we are going to train. We need 8 guards to be trained up, and then we will increase the amount of people in this watchtower. So that's 16 guards already. No, 8 guards already. And we're going to have 16 when we put in our new watchtowers once that comes through. We do need to repair these 2 buildings that we have sadly lost, but now that the defences are starting to get sorted out, we should be able to repel any attacks that happen, provided they come to this location. If they go to any of our other locations, we are not going to do so well. We've got a building collapse, we know about that, and people are leaving in search of entertainment. We are now at prestige level 7, which really hasn't taken us long in the grand scheme of things. I think more patrician housing is going to be a good thing, because we need to push those taxes now that we've got more people working in the city. They don't have enough food, but that's due to a lack of access to a market, which we are going to put in now. Up there. There we go. And then we can get people working in that. We are going to rebuild our temples that we've sadly lost. And then we'll just carry on this road to get it all kind of matched up nice and even. Good. Right, our temples, how are we looking? We could definitely do with some festivals. So let's celebrate a festival there. And then for Pluto, we are going to sacrifice a few pigs. We'll go with 10. Oh, I can't because the building is on fire. They're surely going to be able to put that out. They are right there. They're right next to it. How can our bathhouse be on fire as well? Let's sacrifice 10 pigs to Minerva. And we'll do the same with Jupiter, just keeping everybody happy. All of the gods need to be happy. Pluto will do the same. That's looking good. Mars, we definitely need to do that with Mars. There we go. Right, everybody's fairly happy now, or at least neutral. Good. Okay. Right, patrician housing. Let's go back into it. We don't have enough money for a patrician house, but I think soon enough we will be able to do that. Right, onions are looking good, melons looking good, carrots looking good, wheat, we are in trouble. So let's get some people working in our wheat fields. I think that should solve it. Yes, it does. Good. Also solves the employment issues we were just starting to have there as well. Good. Right, fishmonger we're fully stocked on. Fishing dock we're fully stocked on. Let's have a quick look over here at our food production and consumption. We are looking pretty good. I think medicinal herbs might be a good one to do next, because we do need to get a doctor. So we'll put that in. Get 4 people working in that field. No, let's just go with 2. And then we want to put in a doctor's office, which we can just about fit in there. And he does get good coverage all the way over to that side of the town. So let's have lots of people working in there. And you can see they all boost the plebeian population. Patricians, they do still want a theatre. So let's have a look at our acting school. We can actually fit the acting school in there, which is good. And then our theatre is just going to go, I think there might be nice. Or here. Should we put our theatre there? No, I think our theatre is definitely going to go here. Next to the temple. I kind of want to move the temple. I don't like the temple being there. Let's put our theatre here. We're going to rebuild that. I think it's out of range. So let's put a fire station there. And a engineer's post there. With a well behind. There we go. Now these guys still don't have water actually, so it might be time for another warehouse, aqueduct, sorry. Let's put that at the back. Right here, I think will work well, and then we can have our aqueduct kind of run around. Unless there's another there is another body of water. Oh, amazing. Right, so we'll run an aqueduct out of town here to a water mill. There we go. Then we can actually demolish that well. Nice. Okay, so currently our theatre does not have any access, so we're going to sort that out now. Putting that in. Then we are going to train up 2 actors. There we go. And this area we can start earmarking for some development. I'm going to move the Temple of Apollo. I'm going to rotate it. Then we can put in some more patrician housing. But we are going to need a tax office to cover this area here. We'll put the tax office behind the theatre. Then we will put a rural road runs up and around the back of our theatre. and we can then start putting in a couple more patrician houses once we've got some more money. We are making a lot of money per day now, which is really, really good to see. I'm just going to make sure that everything is hunky-dory and topped up nicely, and then we can start actually expanding our military, because all of that money is going to get put to good use. We've got plenty of guards on our first set of watchtowers, and we will be able to get the same on our second one. But this one is all about making moves on the map. So next episode we will probably look to build up our army, but for now we're going to leave it here. Our city has started to really expand. The gods do want more than one temple now though, so a second set of temples might be something that we have to consider, but I'm quite happy with the amount of money we're making, and that will only increase as we get more patricians moving into the city. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Citadelum as we continue the Britannia expansion, the last conqueror of Britannia. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.